Hi. Okay, I gave myself about 20 seconds. I sacrificed the first slide to sort of pace about and get used to the whole idea. I'm terrified, absolutely fucking terrified. And my lovely cheerleading section dropped a beer on me earlier on, which is sweet. So it's cool. It's cool. We got this. We're together. Right. Like was said, I am an artist for all intents and purposes. I work with sound mostly, a little bit of performance, a little bit of storytelling, that kind of thing as well. It's been something that I've been doing for a very long time, and it's taken me quite a long time to admit that I'm actually in a rock band, ladies. This is my art form, and call it what you will. I'm fairly convinced by it, no matter how outdated a notion that seems to be in a rock band these days. It seems completely out of place, and that's kind of one of the things I want to talk to you about tonight. So, who this guy? That I have been making music for a very long time. I have been in the Glasgow music scene for too long, and I found it very unsatisfying. I found it depressing, actually. But they used to talk about Dundee in Glasgow. They used to talk about Dundee all the time, the mecca for music. They used to talk about it being the only place to go, the only place where truly you could walk around and there was music everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So I came, among other things. That was one of the reasons I came. And I was disappointed, I have to be honest. That's a fairly big claim to be making in a room full of the intelligentsia of Dundee. But yeah, it sucks. It sucked. I walked around and the streets were quiet. There was no music coming from pubs, and I wondered why. So what I did was I amused myself. I did sound techery by remote for other people, mixed music for bands. I made music for films for somebody that actually spoke a couple of years ago who's over there. And as much as I enjoyed it, and as much as I enjoyed working with my collaborator Neil here, we weren't satisfied until we put on a rock show. And I know that sounds rubbish, but we worked towards it, and we tried really, really hard to find someone who would work with us, and we found someone who was so invested in the music scene, was so intelligently interlinked with the music scene that we had to work with them. And we did quite well. It went pretty good. My position as an artist is under question, no doubt. Music is not art in most people's eyes. My drawings probably count more as art to most of you than anything I've ever done. The point is, I've got a couple of things that I want to run through with you, and mostly it's to do with the future of music in Dundee, because I do believe it can be better, and I do believe that most of the people sitting in this room are the way that it's going to be better. So I'm trying to open a door as well as start a fight. This to me is art, because the man behind the drums here, who plays in my band, whose name I'm not going to tell you, the whole point of this is not for me to punt my music, although there are a couple of signs kicking about in the presentation if anybody wants to figure it out. This to me is art because he's really showing something. This to me is not art. This is a picture of The View for anybody. This is the only Dundee band that anybody could name when I was talking to folk in Glasgow. And no offense to them, but I really think that rock music in its current form really needs to shed that image, that festival. It needs to be less shite, basically. These are the venues that I am aware of being relevant in Dundee at the moment, and I want to bring to your attention how difficult it can be to really put on a show that is of any value whatsoever. And the most important thing that we can do to make it better, my major point, is collaboration. Can I just say as well, I thought it was really funny to use the word collaboration next to the two most evil fucking birds in the whole of Scotland. You've got no idea. Anyway, there's many artists here. There's many people who curate art. There's many people who make art. There's many people who are tastemakers in this very room. And the fact that the music scene and you have not worked together properly beyond the little cliques, beyond the little we know you, you know me things, it's a shame. And the new social media, which is a bunch of shite, stop saying that. The new social media is about bringing people who are close together, because the people who are closest together in Dundee, and Dundee's a small place, really need to communicate a little bit better. I worked with people from a company called Jagger's Lips who put on a show for us, and they really curated it. They really put us with bands that really wanted to work together, and it worked amazingly. We had people that I didn't know turning up to my show, which is just fucking ridiculous. Also, I just love this picture. It will happen naturally. It can happen naturally, but I have been part of scenes where it doesn't when it shoulda. Glasgow is a shambling zombie corpse of a music scene. Here we fucking go. The point is that I need your help, and that I want your help. And I'm not the ambassador to the music scene as much as I would like to paint myself in that role. But if you want to talk to me about how you can help, how we can do better, everything is happening right now. The V&A and all that stuff's just around the corner. Then the point is, I want you to say hi. And I want you to tell me if there's anything that you think that you can do to make music a little bit better. It's a show, and show's not just about sound. And I would love you to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.